Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday. Well, let me just turn off the feedback. Don't need to hear my voice like several times over again. So tonight, my name is Uro, and I'm going to be running Mario 1 Level-Headed. It's a level generator. Generally, I do a lot of Mario 3 randomizer and Kaizo hacks, Mario World, and then various speedruns for races. So my friends and I, we generally race this game, kind of on the side for fun. We don't have anything else that we want to race. And I thought it was a great opportunity because Randomania is having their Super Week that this would be a great opportunity to show off something that's a little bit more different than the general item randomizer or enemy randomizer, because Levelhead is really special. It's a level generator. It uses various scripts to take a Mario 1 ROM hack, or a Mario 1 ROM, and create an entirely new level. And then from there, your inputs on how you want to control monsters or power-ups or all the frequency of of what you want in the level will also appear based on your inputs. So it's a lot of fun because every time you play, it's kind of like a new level or it's a new game. So let's get started, and I'll explain as I'm kind of running along how things are different and how you can kind of change things up. So let's start in 3, 2, 1, and go. So already you can kind of see that the music is not Mario 1. People make their own music for this game. You can make your own graphics for this game. You can already tell that it's different graphics. You can see that the level is populated by different types of monsters or enemies. You can see the weird shapes of how the level is constructed with straight platforms or hills. And this is our first power-up. It's a bone power-up. It's kind of like the hammer suit, except that it's with bones. And there's only one power-up that's generated per game, so we'll have to stick with the bone until the end of the game. Right now, there's no kind of mix and match of different power-ups, but there are several different types of power-ups. You can have the original Fire Flower, Hammer Suit, projectiles that go in many different directions. So that first level was an overworld. This is like an actual bridge level. And there's several different types of levels. There's underwater levels, underground levels, treetops, bridges, and then the final castle. And as you can see right now, there's just only so many enemies, and there's lots of free movement to kind of, navigate. And as the game goes on, and as we get further and further into the game, there'll be more enemies, different types of enemies, and it'll start to get a little bit crowded, so the game will get a little bit harder. Alright, so this is our... Oh, I almost forgot. There's also water levels. So we're at the beginning of the game, and usually in water levels, you'll have lots and lots of bloopers, but because we're at the beginning of the game, all we're going to have is Cheep Cheeps. And other types of enemies will also kind of spawn later into the game that are a lot more dangerous, such as Lakitus, Bullet Bill Launchers, and actually flying Cheep Cheeps. And those can be mixed in with all the other regular enemies that usually spawn in a level. So far, World 1 is being pretty nice, and World 1 is usually pretty nice because you have a lot of room to breathe. Whoa! Okay, we're good. So this is, so the game only generates about a max of 20 levels, so the game will go to, it will go to 5-4. So right now, this castle is very easy, because there's no fire bars, there's really limited potoboos, which are the flaming things that jump out of the lava. Our buddy is in another clinic. Well, I hope he gets better soon. Alright, so as we move through the game, you know, things are going to get a little bit harder. Things are going to generate more. So right now we have our first instance of Cheep Cheeps on a bridge. And before we had a bridge that was empty and it was a lot easier to run around. Now we have probably a little bit more enemies that are spawning. And then we also have to deal with the fact that there are Cheep Cheeps kind of randomly flying around everywhere. I think I forgot to say before that this is all like a community project. I mean, there is a person that is doing this, but there's also people that can upload their own scripts. So if you're into graphics, if you're into music, and you know the programs that are involved with how to upload graphics and music, and it's explained on the Wikipedia page for this ROM, for this application. I mean, you can add your own music, you can add your own graphics, and you can, you know, add to a kind of stockpile of different styles of music and ways to play the game in a visual manner that is. Whoop. Okay, we're good. So I have so what makes my game, I kind of put my game on hard mode, and that's because I wanted to kind of show off what exactly the randomizer can do from a, you know, usual Mario 1 game. And you'll see that there are red piranha plants that are much faster than regular piranha plants. The enemies move faster than regular Mario Bros. 1. And I think in general, it's just everything is moving a little bit faster. And another hard feature that I put on is that usually on the easier modes, you're not going to have Lakitus mixed in with regular enemies. But the game gets incredibly hard when you decide to have a Lakitu throwing things while you're trying to navigate over tons of things falling from the air, like all these Koopas. This seed looks like it's being pretty nice. This is another Cheep Cheep bridge. We don't have to worry about too much. And we're on our way to our next castle, and this castle is going to be a little bit harder than the previous castle, because this one's going to have fire bars. And fire bars, I know like in original Mario Bros. 1, there's generally a global timer for things, but the way that this works is that as soon as you're kind of approaching something, it kind of spawns in the direction that it's going to be going. So sometimes you have to slow down because there's no way you're going to make it over something if it's going counterclockwise, like right to your face. Also, we have to consider this is Mario 1 physics, and Mario moves like I don't know, like a semi-truck. He's really slow. He's really fast, like he moves really fast, and then he moves really slow when he wants to start up. So he's kind of a hefty figure. So this game can get pretty hard with things appearing, because if you need to stop on a dime, Mario might not be able to do that. So there are also special power-ups that we probably won't find because they're a little bit rare, but in the regular bricks you can get a Starman, you can get a 1-up. There are even poison mushrooms, which I rarely get into. Also, I want to show off that you can go on the ceiling. I'm only going to do this once though, because I kind of want to play the harder levels. Okay, that wasn't too long. Yeah, it's the only time I'm going to go on the ceiling. You can also go on the ceiling in the regular castle. So if you're if you're tired of all the stuff that's below with all the fire, you can just go above the castle. But yeah, there's also poison mushrooms. I rarely see a poison mushroom. And a special mushroom called a swimming mushroom, which allows you to swim in air. But generally, if you're trying to go fast, you're not hunting for those items. Unless they're in a single block and you just happen to be underneath that block like this. Nope, nothing. There's also 10 coin blocks, and 10 coin blocks are generally the most common that you'll find. I'm gonna try and fish 1, 2, 3. Nope, nothing. Nothing! So are the seeds being really nice. Sometimes there are seeds that you get where you get nothing but Lakitus. Then other times, you get a mix of a lot of different things. And then other seeds where you just get a combination of stuff that's really hard to get by. That's why I set the game to 99 lives. because I just don't know if I'm just gonna run a seed that I might bang my head, you know, 10 times against a certain type of jump or enemy that happens to be, you know, somewhere blocks the path. So it's always good to be safe, at least in terms of a marathon. Whoops, Koopa got me good. Oh, there's also dead ends. You can hit a dead end like that. Alright, so we're approaching the middle of the game right now, and after you get kind of in the middle of the game, more dangerous things will start to appear. So you already see that there are many more enemies just kind of populating the levels. But right now, probably after we finish this castle, we might start seeing some more rough stuff. These jumps, those longer fire bars probably up here now. These clockwise bars generally appear later in the game, where they're, you know, going together, clockwise and counterclockwise. Levels are generally not longer, based on difficulty, but they feel longer because there's so much stuff that you're kind of dodging. Let's not even go for it. Let's just go. I learned one thing about this randomizer: waiting is bad. Oh, I meant to duck there. That's fine. So the text here, this is a new addition, just changing the text. Toad's animation can also be different. In this sprite pack, he's not different. But there are times that he's usually replaced with something completely different. And sometimes even like a completely different graphic, like a king or some random person. Even the princess can have her own sprite. So you can see, like, now that we're in World 4, we have bullet bill launchers, or a bullet bill generator. Makes the level a little bit more difficult. Ooh, okay. And as we're kind of jumping from tree to tree, it's kind of dangerous because of Mario's momentum. If he jumps on a turtle wrong and then he just slips off the edge, there's kind of like no stopping him. He just can't help himself. He just has to fall off a ledge after jumping off of a small turtle. So having balance is good. If you have a power up, if we had a power up that could shoot down, those levels are a lot easier. All right, here's our first Lakitu, and he has different types of spinies that he can shoot. In this case, it's burning fire, and the burning fire just stays there. He's usually a problem, because he can block platforms and you can die. He can only shoot 4 at a time, though. So as soon as they, he's already trying to lock us in. We might die here, because we're just goofing around. Let's just take the hit. Ugh! Alright, did it. Yeah, so burning Lakitu is usually only a problem in the treetops because of yeah, exactly for this reason. Oh, got him. Get out of here. Try to outrun him. Don't even stop for a power up. Just get out of here. Run, run. All right, he's gone. If that type of Lakitu's in the later levels, he becomes a really big problem because there are a lot more enemies, there are a lot more bullet bills, and not having the ability to jump in some places is pretty horrible. Oh, can we find some stuff? Let's fish. What can I find? Oh, just a coin block. Alright. Here's where the piranha plants also become a problem. There's my first bullet bill launcher. I can go through the ceiling here, but again, for the sake of the marathon, it's much more fun just to do this. Oh! These bullet bills they kind of like to snipe you. If you're just running, and suddenly you disappear on the screen, they can just nail you. Kind of like that. Wait for all the turtles to go away. Alright, we're having some really good seed luck. I think the seeds that I played earlier today were horrible. Maybe I should have saved those. Alright. World 4 castle. Gonna be pretty similar to World 3, but again, it's a level generator, so even though it might have the same parameters, or whoa, okay, bad hitbox. Even though it might have the same parameters from before, it can still generate something that's pretty nasty. Like, sometimes you'll get power-ups, sometimes you won't get power-ups. There's a giant spinner right there. That looks bad. Oh, Bowser Fire. Ooh, okay. Nope. I couldn't do it. I was willing Mario to have enough momentum to make that jump from all the stuff that was attacking him. Alright, we already know that there's no power-ups here, so we can just fly by. So again, a lot of the same patterns repeat. So the good thing about this level generator is that if you're having a hard time with the castles for all the stuff that appears... Okay, let's wait this out. You can kind of memorize the patterns. Ooh. Oh, not again. I could have sworn that I was going to have a little bit more momentum than that. Alright, Mario, take 3. And action. Yeah, so if you're having a hard time with some of the castles, you can kind of memorize what's going on, because they'll all generate in the same way every single time. Bowser Fire, though, is... I don't think it has, like, a memorized pattern. But usually the first shot is... Ugh. I knew that was gonna happen, getting sniped by a Bowser shot. Usually the first shot of Bowser Fire is going to be in the same exact place. The rest of the fire, I have no idea. I think it's random. Although I'm not gonna memorize maybe 10 different types of Bowser Fires in a row. I think the goal is that you're trying not to die. Alright. So yeah, the same like patterns for the fire spinners, the same patterns for the Podoboos, the same patterns for all the enemies. They'll always kind of just lock into the same thing. Alright. Alright, there we go. Oh, has to be a power up here, right? The answer is no. There is no power up. No! I think the hardest thing about this game is the Bowser Fire. Because every time I jump down somewhere, the Bowser Fire is waiting. And I actually ignored my rule, which was, hey, don't wait around for stuff. And I was like, let's go fishing for a power-up. That's a great idea. Ooh, okay, I forgot about you. Oh. Whoa! Oh, stop it. Alright, we did it. Whew! Yeah, for me, the hardest thing about the randomizer is usually dying on castles, because the Bowser Fire is going non-stop down the hallway. There's usually a hallway right before Bowser for a lot of the late-game castles. Alright, so now we're in World 5. This is the last world. So the last castle is going to be 5-4, and then we'll, that'll be GG. And everything that you want in the seed is going to be in the seed. So, including Hammer Bros. Let's take our advice and not wait. So there's going to be a lot of launchers, there's going to be Hammer Bros spawning in different places. Hammer Bros can make the game incredibly hard. So I actually sent them to infrequent Hammer Bros, because they can generally be in very high places, and Mario can be in very low places. And, like, a seed can just turn from incredibly easy to incredibly very brutally difficult just because there's a hammer bro in a very, very high platform throwing hammers nonstop. So I put them at infrequent hammers because I didn't want to turn the run into kind of like, well, I guess I'll have some RNG luck trying to get through the hammers. So they also have custom scripts in this game for Fire Bros. Also Fire Bowser. Oh, this is difficult. Ooh, okay, we're good. Nope, we're not good. So Fire Bros are pretty interesting. I didn't turn them on though because I think I had a specific reason why I did not turn them on. Although Bowser, Fire Bowser is actually pretty interesting. Because he usually shoots at like ludicrous speed. He has like this machine gun fire. Yeah, during a race we usually turn the Hammer Bros to kind of like a regular level. But again, it just spikes the difficulty. If you're having a hard time getting over a platform, Hammer Bros just make your life kind of a misery. Alright, here's a place we can go through the ceiling. Doesn't matter at the end of the level. Alright, so we still have bullet bill generators. I don't know if it really matters if we find another power-up. I don't think the bone power-up is going to be helping us today. Platform is a little bit smaller. Generally, level design is not really based on difficulty, but I don't know, maybe it's the pressure. Maybe it's like a psychological thing for me that I feel like the trees get more narrow, and the chance of death is much higher. Oh! Oh! Sniped him. I'll take that victory. That was a good snipe. There are also midway points in this game, except for castles. So, that was added, actually, not too long ago. Whoops, okay. I thought I had more momentum there. I did not. So that's the real challenge. That's the challenge of playing this game versus, like, Mario 3 or Mario World, is that you can easily have momentum whenever you want. In Mario 1, you have to really mentally time yourself to know when you're going to have enough momentum to make jumps. If not, Mario just floats through the sky and then falls down to his death. In Mario 3, you definitely have a lot more mobility to prevent that from happening. Alright, we're on the final castle. We don't have a power-up. Hopefully we can find one. Or maybe that the castle will be free. Oop. So Hammer Bros are all through this world. Ooh. All nice. Okay. Don't. Oh, no. Bad. No. Alright, we're almost there. Haven't seen too many Hammer Bros. Oh, well. Did I take that back? Whoop. I take that back. I take that back. I take all of it back. You can also set the Hammer Bro movements to do kind of like unique things. You can set how much they throw hammers. You can set them to walk towards you after a certain amount of time. You can set them to just to start walking towards you immediately. And that can actually be argued as being kind of hard. I mean, I think it really depends on what type of player you are. This is a hard mushroom to get. These bones do not want to give it up. Oh. wish I could keep my mushroom in a very responsible manner. I am not doing that. I don't know, I think the motto of Mario 1 is look before you leap, but the problem is that standing still is also not good. Yeah, so if I set those Hammer Bros to have more hammers thrown, it generally becomes a... it generally becomes an RNG thing if you're gonna land on them or not. Alright, that time I did not get hit by the trio of Fuzzy Beetle and Double Koopa. Oh, there we go. Now I can do some ducking. Oh, here we go. Nice! And I'm not sure what's going on with the princess's sprite here. It looks like she's kind of in the ground. So, yeah. These games are generally pretty short. So you can usually finish them in somewhere between 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, just depending on how bad your seed is. But yeah, that's Mario Bros. Level-Headed. You can find it, like it says on the screen, at Cool Chord, which is their GitHub page. And if you have a Mario 1 ROM, you can apply it to your ROM and you can just play random levels like you just saw tonight. And there's a lot more to it. You can put it on a much, much harder difficulty. You can even get different power-ups that you haven't seen tonight. There's a lot more to it that I can't show in one game. It's usually always really different. But yeah, tomorrow is going to be the Mario 3 Randomizer One-Shot Tournament. I'm going to be in it. A lot of my friends are also going to be in it. That's going to start, I believe, probably around noonish, if I remember correctly. So if you guys want to see more Mario, please tune in tomorrow for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Starman Random is running it. He's organizing it. Or they are organizing it. So yeah, thanks everyone for having me. I really enjoyed running this game tonight. And then I hope to see you guys all tomorrow.